Women with BBLs can't wipe their butts.
It's not a smell from the surgery specifically, but after surgery, it's hard to wipe down there. So if you do number two and you don't clean well, then you might have a smell.
Women with BBLs can't wipe their butts. Why is it that women with BBLs are currently struggling to wipe their butts? And what are the social implications of this occurring? Watch until the end of the video to find out why women with BBLs are not able to wipe their butts and why so many men are now complaining about the situation. And now let's jump into the first video.
Yeah, those BBLs be stinking. So you guys may have seen this online that BBL smells is trending. And there are a lot of reasons for that smell, but I think that I will tell you guys a story about a girl that I dated, and I took her out, and she had a BBL. Her body looked crazy good. Like, she had it done right. Her whole body looked amazing. So we linked up, and we went out, had a really good time. We went to a Lakers game and then went to a spot by LA Live and had some dinner. Had a really good time. And so she was like, so what you trying to do? I was like, yeah, let's go back to my place and relax, have a nightcap and see where it takes us. So we drive back to my spot. And so light the candles, get the music going, open up a bottle of champagne, and we sitting there and we're having a nice vibe. And, we started getting into it and everything, and clothes start to come off. And she wanted to give me a little show. So she was like, just stand right there. And so, like, she took off everything very seductively and got on my bed and started twerking that thing, right? And I was like, what the hell? Because at this point, she got nothing on. And I smelled this smell, and it hits my nose. Shit was like a assault of my nose. I'm like, what the hell? And so I'm like, baby, not to be rude, but I know we had a long day. You're not smelling that fresh down there. I think you need to get into the shower and go ahead and freshen up. And she looked at me so embarrassed. I did it as gently as I could, but what I realized is if someone has had a normal size behind for all of their life, and then they switch up, and now they got this big BBL, they have to reach back there and really clean. You know what I'm saying? And if they're not used to doing that, they might not know that, hey, you sweat differently. Everything is different when you add that much more meat back there. That thing can't breathe as good. And so she ended up getting in the shower and everything. I had everything that she needed. And I ended up clapping them cheeks. And it was much better. But some people, the smell, I think her smell was coming from just not being able to get back there and clean properly. But some people's smell is coming from what the excretions and what's coming out with the fat that they've actually put in to their bodies. So, BBLs for me is just for fun. Those women are for fun. Like, you can't take women with BBLs, in my opinion, to parent-teacher conferences. They big old ass knocking over the little kids' crayons and stuff as they try to walk through the parent-teachers conferences and them.
I mean, guys, this is the reality we now live in. If you notice what he said in this video, like, that's just for fun, that's just for games, but actually being in a serious relationship is not going to happen. And he made sure to differentiate the smell between the smell of poop versus, the smell coming from, the incision and the fat transfer. You've got some doctors who are trying to play it off and tell men and women that, oh, what you're smelling isn't poo. It's not poo. It's not poo. It's something else. Notice after she went and she cleaned herself up and she washed up, it was much better and that smell was gone. So if it was actually coming from her BBL, then it wouldn't just go away like that. That it would still be there. All right, there would still be something there. The reality is that when you smell poop. Okay, what poop smells like. Like, guys, we are being gaslit so much in society where you're like, bro, this is poop. Like, I can literally see the poop right there. No, you're not seeing poop. That's from the incision, bro. It's not on the outside. It's on the inside. Like that. It's literally right in there. No, no. Your eyes are lying to you. All right, I'm a professional. All right, I'm a doctor. You don't know what you're seeing. You don't know what you're hearing. You don't know what you're smelling. All right, just be quiet about it. All right, be quiet about it. That's not it. Like guys, there are these dudes trying to do a cover up right now. Some of the men who did these surgeries are trying to lie about it, act like, oh, it's not true. It's a joke.
Yeah, those BBLs be stinking. BBL smell.
The BBL smell is trending on social media. But what is it?
And it could be like 2 or 3 BBL baddies, and you wondering like, who the hell got cheesy fries? You know, like who got their socks out? You know, something don't smell right.
So why would getting a BBL make you potentially smell bad? There are a lot of theories being thrown out there.
When women have liposuctions and BBLs, about 3 weeks later, all the way up to 3 weeks later, they have excretions, actually grease, that comes out of their body, and it has a putrid smell.
It's normal to get a little bit of drainage from having liposuction or BBL for a few days after surgery, but putrid smell after 3 weeks tells me you've got an infection. That is not normal.
When you get a BBL, your ass is so rock hard. Like, I could barely get toilet paper and like a hand between my butt cheeks.
But you gotta understand, it's like physics. If you was a chick that was like 150, right? 150.
Now notice this woman said that she went, got her BBL, and she could barely get toilet paper, to use toilet paper to wipe her butt. This is a woman who's had a BBL. So you have women who are saying, this is what happens to me after I get a BBL. I cannot wipe my butt properly. I cannot reach back there anymore. And these doctors that do the surgeries are coming out and saying, oh, that's not the case. All right. She's like, it's so rock hard. It's so rock hard. And you have these doctors who are like, listen, you just don't know how to do it properly. All right. It's the same exact thing, just like before you had a BBL. All right. You're complaining over nothing. And they're like, bro, I did not have this problem when I didn't have this thing. Listen, you don't have the problem now either. You're just complaining over nothing. All right. Stop complaining over nothing. Guys, our society is such a sick society. All right. A lot of these guys who perform these surgeries, they need to be in prison.
And then you got a BBL. So the BBL made you probably like 170, 180. You're not used to that go around. You feel me?
So is the BBL smell fact or is it cap? It is cap. Now, immediately after surgery, maybe you're a bit sore, maybe it's a little hard to clean back there, but otherwise, there's nothing about having had a BBL surgery that's going to make you smell bad.
I mean, guys, you could just see, he played a video before this where a woman said that she cannot wipe properly after having the BBL. And he completely is denying it. He's completely denying it. But then earlier in this video, at the start of the video, I showed you a video from another surgeon who does BBL surgeries. And what does he say? What did he say?
Not a smell from the surgery specifically, but after surgery, it's hard to wipe down there. So if you do number 2 and you don't clean well, then you might have a smell.
See that? See that? So, guys, we live in an evil world. We really live in an evil world. We have to be awake and mindful to what we are seeing and witnessing. Okay? We absolutely have to be, because everyone is trying to gaslight you. They're like, don't believe your lying eyes. When men say we're treated poorly in society, no, you're not. You're privileged. When men say that they see certain things, you don't see anything. This is the reason why so many men are walking away from Western society or deciding that they want to go MGTOW and live separate lives, away from relationships and society, because they can't deal with it anymore. Because everything we are lied to, even when you show facts, they basically say, oh, those facts are lies. What do you mean the facts are lies? I have the facts right here. You could review them. They're lies. The facts that they're based upon are lies. How are the data that they're based upon are lies? Could you review the data? No, everything is a lie. Like, guys, we're at a point like you can no longer even reason, because we do not live in a reasonable society. We do not live in a reasonable world. We live in a world where we are being gaslit constantly. what are the implications or the consequences right now of the whole BBL smell thing? It's only going to bridge a further gap between in terms of relationships and lead to more men completely opting out of society and walking away and saying that, you know what, this is not for us. And a lot of women who ended up having these surgeries, they're going to find in older age how miserable they are because it's not going to be something that's easily undoable. You know, now you're older, you've gained weight with this BBL, and you're going to have a lot of health issues. I'm telling you all right now, a lot of women who went and have had and got these BBLs in their 20s or even 30s, they are going to be miserable in their 40s, 50s, and 60s because they're not thinking about the consequences of what it's going to be like to have one of these things later on in life. When you're 50 years old, 60 years old, trying to like still like do like duck faces, post duck faces on Instagram at 60 years old and trying to like walk around in the club at 60 years old. Like, keep in mind, come 2030, 45% of women will be childless and single in the United States. All right. So a lot of the club scene is passing away. The club scene is going away. A lot of these women, they're going to start experiencing this when they're in their 40s, even 30s. Like, there's like, you went and you got these BBLs, and a lot of dudes are like, the BBL is fun to play with, but one, the kinds of men that you're looking for, you know, they're not going to marry you. So now you're stuck with this type of thing, and then the women that they are going to marry, they're going to go overseas and find a Filipina who still looks normal, like that looks like a mother. They're going to go to other countries and find women who still have who don't have these things, because a lot of these surgeries, they completely change the way that a person looks, and they also draw very negative, very bad attention to them. So the future is going to be real. It's going to be really difficult for women, and it's going to create more social implications and division. That's what the future we're looking at as a result of BBLs. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the content, subscribe to our newsletter for my personal thoughts, insights, and a free copy of my ebook, The Blueprint for Escaping the Rat Race. Click the link in the description to get your free copy. Guys, what do you think regarding all of this? Women with BBLs can't wipe their butts. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWM and walking away and cheers.